Welcome to Novel and Nosh, where books, food, travel, and the art of living fully come together. Today I wanted to share with you a food pairing. So I like to do food pairings when I read a 4 or a 5-star book. And the most recent book that I've read is called The Songbird of Sorrows, which I gave a 4-star to. This book is one that I found at an independent bookstore in Orlando. Just happened to be going through there. I always have this situation where if I go to an independent bookstore, I have to buy at least one book. And this was one that just kind of was there looking as beautiful as ever, and I wanted to buy it. It is not one I had heard anything about, but it is, I think, gorgeous, and sprayed edges are beautiful as well. So I picked it up and I loved it. It was definitely a great reading experience for me. So Songbirds of the Sorrows is where there is a princess. Her name is Princess Ayaya. She was banished from the Palace of Sorrows and when she was a child. And the aviary is a place that kind of took her in. And that is a place where orphans go to become professional spies. And once they reach a certain age, they're going through all these little tests and challenges. And once they reach a certain age, they can become a songbird. And this is a group of elite assassins. And Princess Ayaya ends up becoming a songbird. Well, her very first task is where she has to go to a kingdom where Prince Kiraz is planning to, he's getting ready to get married, and he wants some bridal trials, where people are competing for him. So what does she have to do? She has to pretend that she is Princess Ayaya, and she is going to go to these bridal trials and try to win the heart of Prince Kiraz. I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I think the descriptions are beautiful. I love the world, this aviary world. I thought that was such a great concept. And I had a lot of fun with it. I think Braidee Otto has beautiful writing. She's very good at descriptions. I feel like that she's also very good at character development. I personally really love the characters. There weren't, obviously, there were some that I did not like, but all the main characters were ones that I enjoyed. There is a romantasy in here. I don't want to give too much information about that. I don't think there is any spice in this one. There might be a little bit of spice. I can't remember exactly. But if there was, it wasn't enough to be off-putting. I'm not one who loves to read a lot of spice. So if there was any in it, it was not enough to bother me, and it went with the plot of the story. So I wasn't jarred out of the storytelling because of it. So I just want to say that just in case. But I would definitely recommend it. Just for the cover alone. I love how the sun is picking this up because it's so beautiful. But then what I wanted to also let you know is I paired it with a dense dark chocolate cake with meringue on top, because it made me kind of think of the book in the sense of it appears to be delicate and fluffy and lighthearted, but once you get into the depth of the book or the food, the chocolate cake, it's a flourless chocolate cake. It's dense and deep and intense, just like the story was. So I wanted to also share with you the cookbook. It was called Desserts by the Yard, and that is Sherry Yard. And the recipe I used, which is here, is the flourless chocolate cake with meringue topping. And I mean, if you can see what I'm going for, not only did the description work for the pairing, but the look of the meringue with the cover of the book made it seem like something I wanted to make. I do want to let you know that I did make this and it was delicious. I will let you see the video of that. The problem is it's very hot here and my meringue broke. And I think meringues break due to the heat, right? I don't know, maybe it's something I did. I don't think so, because I'll do meringue with banana pudding and I never have a problem with that. But this, it just kind of slid off the cake when I tried to take a picture of it. So that did not work for me. But basically what I did is to make the cake, you will turn the oven on to 350. You are going to butter a fluted tart pan or a 9-inch springform pan. And this is where I think I messed up, because if you're going to use a springform pan, it is very important that the meringue does not touch the sides of the springform or it's going to cause it to break. So that was baker's error with this one. So you're first going to melt the chocolate and the butter in a microwave safe bowl. And then in the bowl of a stand mixer fitted with the whisk attachment, you are going to beat together the eggs and the sugar on medium speed until they're pale and the mixture forms a ribbon when lifted in the bowl with a spatula. And then from there, you beat in the cocoa powder and the chocolate mixture, and you're going to pour that into a prepared pan. So this is a flourless chocolate cake, so therefore it's going to be a very dense and fudgy cake. You bake that in the oven, and then you allow it to cool on a rack when you take it out of the oven at room temperature. From there, you will make the meringue, and you will take your egg whites, your cream of tartar, and your sugar, and you are going to whisk that until it forms stiff peaks. And then once those egg whites are stiff, you are going to dollop them all over the chocolate cake. If you do that in a springform pan, just remember not to let it touch the sides, or when you take that pan apart, it will break. So then make sure that as you're doing this, you're creating lots of wisps and peaks, and then you're going to bake that for 12 to 15 minutes until the meringue is golden brown. And you can serve this straight from the pan. It does create this different effect. I'm not sure, honestly. I think it is a beautiful presentation, but honestly, I'm not sure. The meringue is so light and fluffy, and the flourless chocolate cake is so dense and thick that I understand the juxtaposition of these two together. I just don't know if it was necessary or needed. I honestly would not bother making a meringue topping for a flourless chocolate cake again. I think it's just as pretty or just as nice to have some whipped cream on top rather than a meringue topping, but that's my own personal opinion. But from there, that is my pairing. I wonder, what would you have paired with the Songbird of the Sorrows? And have you read that book by chance? I thought it was a beautiful book, and I'd love to hear what you thought if you read it as well.